A lot of people make mistake when they become famous, when they become successful businessmen or strong sportsmen, doesn't matter. They make mistake, everybody talk about like because of my mind, because of my discipline, because of my business view or something, that's why I become success. I think this is like a very big mistake. You become successful only because of Allah want this. Because when Allah wants something, He give. You know, like that's why I become champion. That's why I become success in my sport. And I think, when people give me respect, when people recognize me, uh, I'm not surprised. You know, because when Allah want something, it's everything happen.
If I could come off the stage and have a personal conversation with each one of you. And if I asked you if you wanted to be successful, everybody in this room would say, absolutely. That's why you're here. That's why you registered. That's why you paid money. But if you and I could take that success conversation and expand it, and I asked you to tell me what you thought success was, in a crowd this size, I would promise you there would be probably 2 or 3 dozen different answers, because success can be very subjective. I would like to talk to you about it today. I've studied the subject for 30 plus years. I've tried to ask questions of successful people. I've tried to talk to them, try to discover what made them successful and kind of find out what they think success is. This is a success symposium. This is a day that you've set aside, I've set aside to kind of be more successful and get our act together and hit our potential and climb a new level. That's why we're all here. And I think it would be maybe good for us to take just a few minutes and kind of have as a settling point and as a starting point what success is. I think success, first of all, is knowing my purpose in life. As I have watched and observed successful people, what I have discovered about them is they really have figured out why they're here. They really do have their act together. And knowing their purpose in life is a stability for them. So that when everyone else is rocking and rolling and things are a little unsteady and people are kind of leaving the ship and people are kind of abandoning their causes, these people, they hold steady right throughout the storm because they have a true North Star. They truly are focused. It becomes an anchor in their life that just holds them steady. And the anchor is a confidence based upon a knowledge of purpose.
And it all started one day on a plane on my way to TED 7 years ago. And in the seat next to me was a high school student, a teenager, and she came from a really poor family. And she wanted to make something of her life. And she asked me a simple little question. She said, "What leads to success?" And I felt really badly because I couldn't give her a good answer. So I get off the plane and I come to TED. And I think, geez, I'm in the middle of a room of successful people. So why don't I ask them what helped them succeed and pass it on to kids? So here we are, 7 years, 500 interviews later, and I'm going to tell you what really leads to success and makes Tedsters tick. And the first thing is passion. Freeman Thomas says, "I'm driven by my passion." Tedsters do it for love, they don't do it for money. Carol Coletta says, "I would pay someone to do what I do." And the interesting thing is, if you do it for love, the money comes anyway. Work. Rupert Murdoch said to me, "It's all hard work. Nothing comes easily, but I have a lot of fun." Did he say fun, Rupert? Yes. Tedsters do have fun working, and they work hard. I figured they're not workaholics, they're workaholics. Good. Alex Garden says, "To be successful, put your nose down in something and get damn good at it." There's no magic, it's practice, practice, practice. And it's focus. Norma Jewison said to me, "I think it all has to do with focusing yourself on one thing." And push. David Gallo says, "Push yourself. Physically, mentally, you've got to push, push, push. You got to push through shyness and self-doubt. Goldie Hawn says, "I always had self-doubts. I wasn't good enough, I wasn't smart enough, I didn't think I'd make it." Now, it's not always easy to push yourself, and that's why they invented mothers. Frank Gehry said to me, my mother pushed me. Serve. Sherwin Nuland says it was a privilege to serve as a doctor. Now, a lot of kids tell me they want to be millionaires, and the first thing I say to them is, okay, well, you can't serve yourself. You got to serve others something of value, because that's the way people really get rich. Ideas. Tedster Bill Gates says, I had an idea. Founding the first microcomputer software company. I'd say it was a pretty good idea. And there's no magic to creativity and coming up with ideas. It's just doing some very simple things. And I give lots of evidence. Persist. Joe Kraus says persistence is the #1 reason for our success. You got to persist through failure. You got to persist through crap, which of course means criticism, rejection, assholes, and pressure. So the answer to this question is simple. Pay $4,000 and come to TED. Or failing that, do the 8 things, and trust me, these are the big 8 things that lead to success.
People come to me all the time when they want to launch a podcast. I'm 10 years in. It's our 10 years this year. And they're like, what's the secret? And I go, to be honest, like, I've just been showing up 3 times a week for 10 years. Yeah. I wish I was a lot smarter than I am. Like, I'm not as smart as a lot of people who are launching shows and going super viral and building it really quickly. I've just showed up consistently and tried to be better every time. I try to improve myself. I try to learn. I try to research, and I just keep showing up. And a lot of people do it for 6 months, 2 years, and they stop. Or whatever, they want to grow faster than they are, and they get discouraged. And I'm like, okay, I just kind of ride the waves.
Almost every video the last 2 years has done 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10. Our views have gone up so much. I mean, our videos are just so much better than they used to be. Look at that Yash video. The transitions are better. It's literally everything. It's like, I used to be like robot man and like just like, you know, scream and just say things. Like, I'm a lot more natural now. It's people want to just see a more natural me. And like, you know, I don't have to like scream constantly to hold people's attention. I mean, like every video we improve a bunch of stuff, keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And like, you know, we do more. Like yachts when on the $25 million boat with the thing went through it and then I spawned. Like that's a more high quality shot than we normally would have done. And it's awesome. Yeah. You know, I thought it was really cool. And like, you know, sometimes when we film now, we have like 7 drones whizzing through the air.